Hey everybody, welcome to another NHL 26 on EA Sports. I'm Tuna Beast, and I'm Terry Crews. This is the second game of the night for the NHL 26. Tonight's matchup, as the Chicago Blackhawks, they head to San Jose to face against the Sharks. It's the West Coast team of the conference, as we are seeing things one from Middle and one from Pacific. This time, we're about to see what goes down between the two from the captain to alternative. And here are the starting goaltenders, as my next commentaries I have is Test 2. He's also along with Infamous Beast and Battery will be the center ice for tonight's game. We get ready to start things off for the Chicago Blackhawks and the Sharks on their starting X-Factor players. We start things off here as the Chicago Blackhawks brings Connor Bedard with the quick release and the ankle breaker playing for the Hawks, and he now knows what he will take his next competition. The second one we all call for, recalling it from the Carolina Hurricanes, is Teuvo Teravainen. He really has making it look hard on the easy strength, but his unique scores over Connor Bedard has making the ankle breaking. Instead of it, it goes with another tape-to-tape feed zones. Then we have another great player we have is Frank Nazar with wheels and the tape-to-tape. Then one of our favorites, Tyler Bertuzzi, he also does things that's right from the big tipper and no contest ability. The next one is Andrei Burakovsky. He also has the tape-to-tape from the zones between the Teravainen, but this one may be only the quick release to do with some quick shots. It's harder than to take. Then it's Nick Foligno with the Born Leader Team Energizer into action with the spark plug. Then finally we bring things down, and the starting goaltender is Spencer Knight, as Ilya Mikheyev has his wheels on a lightning fast skating speed. It's great to take things on, to have some sprinting action. Let's head on down to San Jose Sharks. Starting goaltender is Askarov. Macklin Celebrini with the Ely edges and the sharp, quick release and deceptive quick shot releases also makes it a harder one to change it for all. Then the second player, from the Carolina Hurricanes, it's Dmitry Orlov. He also has something to share things off with the same group that makes it all into one. A hipster with the hip check and the warrior to make the pain-resistant performances on the biggest effort. Then it's William Eklund, who also has the Ely edges too, and also the tape-to-tape on the precise. Will Smith the tape-to-tape, the same with Eklund. Tyler Toffoli, who also made it resistant to have a quick release in the big tipper. Then we have is Alexander Wenberg with the tape-to-tape. Then across from the bottom is Mario Ferraro, a warrior pain performances. Then with that, it goes with the next one with Jeff Skinner, a transition from Edmonton Oilers with the Ely edges on the nibble turns. Then after that one, it brings over to Jeff Skinner from the other players, Nick Leddy, that joins in with the team with the also Ely edges, then ascended on the boost breakout passes. Philip Kurashev is the tape-to-tape zones, and finally, for the Sharks, it comes into Barclay Goodrow, a big rig for the puck protection. That being said, that's going to end our starting lineups for the Sharks and the Blackhawks. Now, let's head on down to SAP Center in San Jose. We'll see you all later, everybody, for the intermission and a postgame show. Sharks, Hawks, next on EA Sports. Enjoy, everyone. It's a big night here in San Jose. I'm Test Tube, and I'm here with my broadcast partner, along with Infamous and Battery at SAP Center. Tonight's the night, Game 2 of NHL 26, and we are ready for the puck drop. Puck is dropped, and we are underway in San Jose. Let the game begin. Starting goaltenders is in the range between Askarov and Brandon Knight from the Chicago Blackhawks. As a start right now, we have is William Eklund. He'll be into the wing. He'll fire that one around the net. Cheknikov will start things off to Orlov. Sent over to Timothy Liljegren. Looks to Cheknikov. Again to Orlov. Now finds a pass to Timothy Liljegren. He'll try to give a better look to Cheknikov. That one gets a little slumped on a hit here, and this one will try to sell up the cover for Brandon Knight in the corner. Lots of big motion action words here as we start the period. No score in the game here in the first period. As Wenberg will win the puck drop, and here's Orlov now finds over to Liljegren. He looks into Foley, again behind the net is Alexander Wenberg. Right toward the wing, you have his Regenda. He'll have it over to Orlov, finding the Liljegren. Big setup here for Liljegren. You'll have it again to Wenberg. Wenberg shot saved made by Brandon Knight, and he'll hover things up with only 17:57 remaining in the first period. Now, one of the biggest plays in the game we know is that Spencer Knight has been playing with this Florida Panthers team with Sergei Bobrovsky. As we know things before he was transferred over with the Sharks after Mackenzie Blackwood and for Kuemper wasn't the start to make things for a finish. But however, the day of this one turned to be like a fantastic finish. What do you think, Derek Infamous Beast?
Well, I gotta say now, I mean, whenever I say about this game, because, you know, it's one thing I really have to thank for. I mean, the biggest mindful of the challenges is that I really love seeing things. When playing this game is a really great way to show things off. It's a nice one to have to show off. The best play we ever in the game was Spencer Knight playing with the Florida Panthers, but now this time, he's with the Chicago Blackhawks, and looks like Mrazek is finishing it up. And that's going to be his replacement, so that's definitely going to have to be a shocking surprise with that. Everybody's been missing out with that. But that's more efficiently I know for if we keep playing it.
Well, we'll see what happens with Knight. I mean, Soderblom is definitely a replacement, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that.
Exactly. You know that thing? When I get the call for now, I mean, they'll have to see what they can definitely play for to keep things from going in.
We'll see about that one here. We'll have to find out there, Infamous.
Oh, you bet.
Chicago the other way. Club save by Askarov. And he'll stop the play with only 15:18 remaining in the first period. One of the biggest motions here is Teuvo Teravainen from the transfer from Carolina Hurricanes. He's one of the biggest plays in, and you have to ever enjoy things from Garoppolo. Playful is a tape-to-tape zones to show things off. Yeah, I will say about Teuvo Teravainen, he was one of the great plays to show things up in the game. And when I was really noticing, he was been like playing afterward, and I felt like, man, he's been like doing so great to intense things. The better versions I wanted to say is he's been like dominating well. The traffic on the report, he's been like pushing up with a lot of hard work and dedication. The child for Jersey, that's a great start to have. Oh, a bit too on one side, in the goal post. I want to send it over again to Lardis. Now finds the Teuvo Teravainen, who will fire that one dumping in the zone and rebounded by Timothy Liljegren. Here's a set over to Jeff Skinner, replacement from the Edmonton Oilers. And now here's William Eklund. Eklund now finds it over to Timothy Liljegren. And here's to Skinner. Skinner should save on the blocker by Spencer Knight. Dickinson now finds it over to Liljegren. He'll have it over. Delandria, back shot is a block made by Lestranov. Here's Donato over to Wing. He has it over. And he gets given bumped out again. Now here's Delandria with the puck. Finding William Eklund and back up as Chernisov. Here's a shot. Save made by Spencer Knight. Rebound by the Hawks. Andre Burakovsky has it again to Green. Green shoots blocked by Dickinson. There's a lot of big shots here on the blocker and effort. I mean, you got to watch what you're doing for. William Eklund decided to give it a go look to Dickinson. And a shot saved by Spencer Knight. With just under 12 minutes remaining in the first period, they'll be ready for another puck drop. And now I will start things off here is Battery. He has a stand-out for a standby with Connor Bedard. Thanks, folks. Connor Bedard is one of our biggest emotion, and tell everything about it, that one of the best players in the game has been going with the Chicago team.
one of our best ones here about Connor Bedard is making some teammates a great work on his dedication. Unfortunately, he's not playing with us here for tonight, and he will have to be substitute out, whereas a Dave Davis here with the team. So there's a lot of great stuff here, as Nick Foligno and their other teams are the only ones that will be the superstar factors and X factors to get into. I'll be finding out here about Connor Bedard as he will return the game for just a couple of days. We'll see, and what happens, Beckham comes in. Guys, thanks, Battery. Klingberg now finds the after check. He now finds Mario Ferraro, and that one's gloved up by Spencer Knight. Just 10:26 remaining in the first period. Still no score in the game between San Jose and Chicago. A lot of time left in the period. Still ready for the next face-off as Alex Wenberg wins the face-off. He sets it over to Toffoli. Toffoli runs in the shoot. He scores! First goal starts off for the Sharks. Virginia. First goal in the game. This is going to get better than that inspiration. See how we take it up. Here's a set. Here's a good look. That has a screen and the goalie sat back on the screen. When he was back there, he makes a spin move. He just had that flexibility to hit. That's not what you will see starting. That's it. Bang. That's that first goal that we're going to start to tell for the Sharks really come in. So the Sharks starts up with a 1-0 lead with only 9:48 time on the goal. And the Foley and Wenberg with the assist in the game as we pass the midway.
Hey, second goal of this
It's one of our best afterwards. I mean,
scored by number 84, Chicago Agenda.
This is where it comes in. First penalty call is going to be on a cross-checking on Moore.
Chicago
First penalty kill
cross
for
checking.
Chicago. Yeah, and you see what happens with that?
Assisted by number 73, Tyler Foley. And by number 21, Alexander Wenberg. Time of the goal, 9:48 remaining in first.
Power play ready to go for
his
the
second
San Jose
goal
Sharks.
of the season.
San Jose's
Assisted by
going to have to
Tyler
start
Foley
things out.
and Alex
This is where
Wenberg
the
in the
starts
first
in.
period.
You don't want that to get
9:48.
out of the way. So if you do it for the power play, you're going to have to try to send it out.
Penalty on Chicago, number 11. 2 minutes for cross-checking.
T-Bay
Time
Terramini
of
now
penalty,
finds
10 minutes,
Dickinson.
10 seconds in the
Hits
first
right to
period.
the wall, and it's
Chicago
now
penalty
just
and
winner.
number 11, Oliver Moore, for a 2-minute
Foley
cross-checking.
over again to Wenberg.
Time penalty in the first period of the
Wenberg
game,
slows things
10
down a
minutes,
little
10
bit.
seconds.
And a pass broken by Dickinson. Dickinson loses the effort, and now Skinner will take that one over and find again to William Eklund. Sends it around the net and rebounded by Toffoli. Moving around is William Eklund. He will now find it over to Toffoli. One time for Olaf on the backhand. No try for deflection. That one is given away, and it's Vlasic with T.J. Terramini. He'll clear that zone out of here with 50 seconds for the Sharks power play. And a give over to Toffoli. Hawks are trying to look for a penalty kill to try to keep that out from the power play effort. Vlasic with the puck in corner. Here's Dickinson. He'll try to clear the zone in deep. San Jose with the puck, but now finds a Skinner. A belong to Orlov. Chicago player is out there ready to expire. In the middle of Kraft, and unable to take the advantage for the power play goal as the man advantages expire. Well, one thing about that one is Dickinson. He has really been working it off. There's no change up that he really wanted to do, but that's just a lot of rookie credit. You have to make sure that you're really up to the target. No matter what happens, it's going to be a long way to get through. Save made by Knight. He'll stop that and play with only 7:13 remaining in the first period. And now back to Battery about Backlund Celebrini. Thanks, folks. Backlund Celebrini was one of our nicest on the take and X Factor players. He has a great range to show things with the quick shots and makes it harder to release. The alternative captain is showing off with a great chance, great strength, and a lot of rookie credit. This is one of the biggest of the zones that you have to give everyone else a huge chance. But no matter what happens, it's one way to show from Backlund Celebrini. Never going to take steer, but it will join us for any to show how Celebrini could definitely do. He's keeping an eye here on a short advantage on the goal, and we'll see how well he can pressure things up. Guys, back to you. San Jose back in the offense zone with only 6 minutes remaining in the first period. Asbachuk now finds it again to Logren. Pass to Mario Ferraro, again to Logren. Here's a corner to Chernyshov on a shot saved made by Knight. Rebounded by the Sharks. Full pressure coming on the board. Ferraro shoots, glove save by Knight. Knight's going to hold it there with only 5:18 remaining in the first period. A lot of time left to remain in the period. It's a 1-0 lead, San Jose. Celebrini wins the faceoff, and here's Klingberg. Higher use of the effort, goal for deflection for Celebrini, save made by Knight. That one keeps it out of the zone, and it's rebounded by Slajer. Slajer now finds it over to Leshonov. Sends deep over to Dodge. That shot, glove save by Askarov. He'll pull things in with only 4:36 remaining in the first period. Now, when I say about Askarov, he makes over one of a huge save. I mean, whenever I see that, it's one of a big chance afterwards. Oh yeah, you gotta love that. I mean, the better take for Askarov, and he's been like one of my new recruiters for the goaltenders. They really like showing things off. Yeah, definitely. Sharks back in the offense zone. Here's Chernyshov. William Eklund in the corner. Pass it to Ferraro again to Klingberg. Klingberg now finds it over again to Mario Ferraro. He will find Klingberg again over to Chernyshov. Tries to look for the middle to Celebrini, but it was given over by Grzelcyk. Lardis with the puck. Sending it deep, no offside on Chicago. Rebound by Murphy. Eklund takes it over. He'll send it deep over to Wennberg. And here's over to Toffoli. Toffoli shoot save by Knight. Wennberg with some helping rebound effort. Here's Dickinson, given away by Lardis. Letty back in defense, and puck is over the net and out of play. It goes into Flame Legions to give a good stoppage. Nearing down the 2-minute mark in the period, 6 of 5 over 45 seconds for the timeout attack. Wennberg wins the faceoff. He'll now have it over to Toffoli, again to Letty. Letty to Regenda. His first goal in the game against the Blackhawks. Let's see if he can add 2 more to keep it from going from here in front of the recruiter. I love seeing recruiters afterwards. I mean, this is one of our rookies to start things off. One of the top players in the game. And from the 2025 NHL draft, we really noticing that this was appreciation to give it all the bottom of their heart. We love to see how well they are doing, so let's keep it on the range and keep it going. Toffoli given over by, again, to Dickinson. And here comes the Hawks. Dickinson, right to the middle. Stop made by Askarov. And rebound over by Wennberg. Nice chance on the save play here from Askarov. It makes it one of a huge save. And I've got to say that this one is a good ton of Kenny. That's broken up to Mikheyev. And just about 1 minute remaining in the first period. And now here's a chance over to Skinner.
In the
He'll
first
send it over to
period.
Logren. Raff with the puck. Around the net. Rebound by Dellandrea. And it's Slickard with the puck. Give to Vlasic. Vlasic watching in control. Shoot. Save made by Askarov on the pad. Raff sends to Dellandrea. Back in the other way. Slows down. Shoots. Glove save by Knight. Down to 5 seconds. Premier sends it deep. Collector with the deep, and we will not have a chance. That ends the first period. A sharp start with Virginia in the backhand. 1-0 is the score. Stay tuned for the second period, and we'll be back with you shortly after this. Hey folks, welcome to the first intermission report as we are about to get settled in and get things started off as we got a great start here for the San Jose Sharks coming up in the last season win as they've already made a great step in the carrying to do the effort for the Sharks, but it was no clear that they were able to find any wins here for the last game of the night against the Seattle Kraken, as they already have been playing it so well by Timothy Logren and one of the others. And now there's some a great chance here to start things off with a 1-0 lead to kick things into. And after the end of the first intermission here, as we're getting things up here, we'll get your second period on the next one underway. Let's have a look at the action trackers to see what goes on with their teams. So as you can see here, Natalia Dellandrea is on the preview, and we have some better shots on the angle here. And there are some little box scores in the range between from 6 to 6 and a summary on the faceoff, and just only one with the score. It wasn't enough to make things a little change off there. Here's the finishing one as we got our first intermission for the first period done. 16/8 for the total shots on goal for San Jose Sharks. 11/10 with the San Jose hits. Then it was 6:57 over 57 seconds for the time on attack for the Sharks. Then it was 91/90 for the San Jose Sharks. And it was only 6 face-off wins for both teams. 1 minute for the Blackhawks for the 2-minute penalty kill, and no power play goals for the Sharks. And now I will send it over to Terry Crews to start things off for the San Jose Sharks. Yeah, I like to say about this, about San Jose Sharks. I mean, they've been dominating the effort, doing really well. I mean, great so far. I mean, you really have to say about this. I mean, the pleasant of it really made it look amazing. I mean, you know what I get? Amazing thing has really been working things off on the traffic. The better motion is turning out to be great. And hey, you've got a lot of things coming down. There's a lot of things going on to keep things from going. So, it's a great way to show things off. Let's see how they can pull it off. And now for you, Son of Beast, about these Chicago Blackhawks. Well, I know the Chicago Blackhawks are just trying to work things off. Remember the last season loss against the Stars? This may happen here in Chicago, so looks like all have to do now is they've got to get back into more time on scrumming attack. So they've got to find another way to get things through. We'll have to see about that if they can get their next goal in to have it even up. All right, we'll see about that if there's anything. So let's get back into business. First period intermission is over. Let's go down to San Jose to start the second period. We'll see you all later, everyone, for the second intermission. Welcome back, everybody, as we're ready to get started for the second period in San Jose. Second period about to begin here at SAP Center at San Jose, as they're all settled and ready to go. All right, Infamous Beast, I know this is the start when we go for Regenda, the first goal of the game. What's your take on that? Well, I'm going to say right now, it is for the first of the game, I really love to see what Regenda has got. The better feeling is the better of the heart. There's no better effort than you have to give it all to. So when you see how Regenda makes it in there, it's a great way to show things off. A nice rebounding effort. There's no take to try to keep things out, but that's a lot of better take in there. Keeps the puck moving around as now William Eklund sets the return shot. Here's Logren, shoots on a shot, saved by Brandon Knight, and rebounded by Green the other way to Vlasic. Andrei Burakovsky the other way. He'll start things off. Looks around on the blocker and a chance here by Orlov. And he now has it over to Regenda. He'll get a new lead change here. You'll now find Wenberg. Wenberg shoots, saved by Knight. Knight's going to hold it here with only 17:47 remaining in the second period. There's a lot of great shots gone to go in the game, but there's 18/8. The win for the Blackhawks. Here's Vlasic the other way. Tries to set to Donato. Donato rolling in again to Dickinson. Here's a shot chance. Stopped by Askarov. He will send it around the net to Ferraro. That's really what it's going to get. I mean, that's what happens when you see with Askarov. When you make it a great save, you have no idea when it's going to be coming back. So you got a lot of chance afterwards, so you got to make sure you're really up and prepared. A little tip-in range. Oh, what a stop by Askarov. Sends right to the wall. You did see that one coming. And look at the fans afterward. They're all applauding on the bench. Wow, they're loving it. Askarov, when you see things about that, I mean, you have no idea how that was going to change it in there. He's forever, and now finding again to Toffoli. Toffoli backs it up, now finds it over to Letty. Letty now finds it to Toffoli again to Regenda. Regenda trying to get away with this, going for two, and it's blocked by Crevier. And here's Dickinson now finding to Mikheyev. Here's another chance. Shoot save made by Askarov after a big hit in a collision. The rebound by Ferraro. Ferraro shot stop made again here by Spencer Knight. Battling for the puck on a chain. Moore sends it over to Leshranov. Kaiser writes to Moore. He tips it deep. And rebound by Dellandrea. He now has it over. The gift again to Skinner. The pass over to Graf again. Now finding Dellandrea. Dellandrea right over to it again. The pass broken up again for the Hawks. Leshranov again with a deep pass over to Fountain-Legno. He shoots it up and over in the rain. Right around net will be Bertuzzi. Here's a chance to Moore. Blocked up under defensive traffic, and it's rebounded by Orlov. Barclay Goodrow back on ice. He wants to have a good look again at Orlov. That shot doesn't go through. You know, that's what happens when you really don't see anything. That needs to be like a big shift. Big shift in a line gear, and you got to make sure you're really up to it. Logren back steps it over to Goodrow. Has it to Logren. Now finds again to Reeves. Reeves in the backhander. That missed wide. Rebounded by Foligno again. And here's another one for Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi. Chance to Moore. Moore shoots glove save by Askarov. You'll get a puck in cover with only 12:35 remaining in the second period. Whenever you see about Askarov, when you're noticing about really changing in there, that really needs to make a great chain off to try to push it out. That's why you just make sure that you have the right choice. That's a wonderful save on the play of the game for Askarov. Nearing closer to the midway mark of the period, it's still 1-0 remaining for the Sharks. Now the win for Moore. Here's a shot. That one is off the blade by William Eklund. He'll bank around the pass with Chernyshov. That won't get through as Celebrini will try to give again to Leddy. Here's Celebrini's shot. That's blocked and rebound by William Eklund. He has it down to Leddy. Dickinson tries one, and he doesn't get through it, and another save made by Knight. On the full pressure again. Looks for Leddy, now finds it again to Chernyshov. Here's a send for Leddy! Big save made by Spencer Knight. Moore sends it the other way for the Blackhawks. Dickinson carries that one out. Rebounded by Teuvo Teravainen. Here's Lardis. Shoots, another pad save made by Askarov. Rebound made by William Eklund. Here's a chance now to Chernyshov. Here to Leddy to give her a chance play. That one is tipped and it goes up in the netting out of play. A lot of time left to remain in the period. Still 1-0 lead. Alex Wenberg with some tape-to-tape passes. I do say about tape-to-tape, but I mean the Bears zone may have to give it up. I mean, whatever you say about that, Alexander Wenberg, he's really been holding up for a long time. I mean, this need to be like a chaining to give a better run effort on the credit. And like I said here before, when you talk about that, you got to make sure you're really up to the highest of the mark. And that's what happens with the Macklin to Celebrini, and you have to really make sure you're really up for the target pressure. There's no chance that you need to do for him. You got to make sure you're really up to the high of the target. After two saves made by Askarov, here comes the next face-off for the Hawks and the Sharks. The win for the Blackhawks. That miss goes up over in the net and out of play. Nothing here. Here's Dickinson. Big stop by Askarov. Oh man, he made a great save on that. Yeah, you got to make it bigger on the deal. I mean, there's a lot of time in the end for pressure. That really makes it a great chain off for Askarov. Make sure he's really up to the full length on the stride. This seemed to be the good timing to give it up. Dickinson loses one. On the wraparound save by Askarov. Still have a lot of time to get through on the full pressure's on Chicago. 15 seconds to get there. And they're trying to look for the goal. 9:34 or 1:41 for the time on attack. Let's see if they can catch another face-off. And the win will be Dellandrea. Orlov gets it away from it, and then that was Dellandrea again to Graf. Graf fires that one around the net. And here's Orlov. A send over to Skinner. Orlov shoots. Another save. Oh, Knight almost lost that puck. And it was too close to get there. Yeah, he was almost going to miss that one out. That was the craziest save. But you have to make sure you're really up to it. But you don't want to miss that one out. Don't make that anything that's uncomfortable with this. Dickinson wins the faceoff and is out wrestling again to Mikheyev. Sharks are joining the offensive zone, but they still need to find an offensive zone to attack. Good block shot made, and the rebound by the Hawks and stopped by Askarov. 8:45 remaining to go in the second period. Well, it's a great save made by Askarov. He was really giving a nice here on a look. That's why you have to make sure you really have to go higher on the target. There's nobody that you need to look for if you want to give that one a better range than that. Eklund now finds again to Sharonov. Here's another one to Lundgren. Eklund shoots. Bad. Saves made by Knight. Just 8:01 remaining in the second period. 23/19. Shots on goal was just a better timing and better. But there's a lot more to be done than that. Celebrini wins the faceoff. A give and go to Letty. He wants it over to Celebrini, but he gives it over to the Grizzly on that range. Here's Burakovsky the other way. That one is swing and a miss. William Eklund now finds it over again to Chernisov. And now Celebrini. That one given over. Green now finds again to Burakovsky. Here we come on the fast break. Big save by Askarov. Again to Celebrini with only 7 minutes. You have to believe on that. I mean, that's one of the big shutdowns in the game. You have to make sure you're really up to that highest in the mark. He's been really been kept out of it for the great shot. Dickinson trying to get them to Foley. Keeps moving around. And with the big shot, that's blocked up. And rebound by Grzelcyk. Here's Green. You'll now find it to Bertuzzi. Here's Burakovsky. Shoots. Save made by Askarov. Burakovsky watching his way. Another save by Askarov. William Eklund with the rebound. He now has it to Ferraro. Here comes Lindbergh. Lindbergh with a little stumble over. Klingberg. Rajeda, one time to Ferraro, can't get the move, and he had to miscommunicate the pass. Donato shoots, glove saved by Askarov, and it's now rebounded by the Sharks. San Jose's back in the offensive zone as Toffoli, given the other right. 5 minutes remaining in the second period. You'll now find Delandria. Finds Rajeda. Go for two, saved by Knight. He'll stop that buck with only 4:46 remaining in the second period. Lots of pressure to be out here for the Sharks. They still have a 1-0 lead, but the Blackhawks will have to see if they can get their goal back before the second period expires. Regina now finding it over to Skinner. He has to look into Orlov. And here comes the slasher. A big save by Knight, but it goes in and then he scores! How do you see that when Jeff Skinner makes a goal behind the ring? I got no idea. Anything I gotta say about that Skinner. He made that one a nice break to say, this is a big shot, and he misses on the target. That's a slapper. That's like a missed communication, right? And then when you had that shot speed right over there, this is where you don't really see things. And that bug, it just slits right over into it like Delandria. He missed that one up, and then there was no way that you have it back. And that was on the skater, and not what pushes it over. And he has no idea where that comes from. So Premier, he was not looking for anything. Blackhawks trail by 2. As for Skinner, he scores his first goal in the game against the Blackhawks. And now Skinner will come his way through.
His first
transfer
goal,
from Edmonton Oilers.
374 goals in his career.
Chance to
Scored
dribble
by
and line. Give it over by Graf.
Skinner.
Here's Delandria. The other way now trying to give it over. The pass is broken up by Moore.
Lundgren.
Ladders
And by
blocks
number
that
9,
shot. Graf will keep that zone out. And we'll turn it over now.
Time to go.
Vlasic.
15 minutes, 46 seconds in the
Vlasic
second
now
period.
finds Delardis.
Jeff Skinner his first goal in the game. 374
Can't get it
goals
over
in
that
his
time,
career.
and it's rebounded by Timothy Lundgren.
And Dmitry Orlov.
He gets
in
the
second
Ostrich up
period.
again to
15
Goodrow.
minutes, 36 seconds.
Just under 3 minutes remaining in the second period, and rebounded the other way. Barclay Goodrow again to Letty. Letty has to Goodrow. Looks for Middle to Reeves. And we'll have to reset the Aspachek the other way. And move around to Reeves. Reeves finds a pass to Letty. Here's Aspachek on the shot. And it's blocked by Dickinson. And the other way goes for the Hawks. 2 minutes remaining in the second period. And here comes Dickinson again to Lars. Lars watching on it. Nowhere to be found. Askarov with the save. And he will stop that to freeze it in with only 1:46 remaining. Inching closer to the end of the second period. Sharks have been a better record here than trying to battle in for the playoff position. 2-0. Celebrini wins the faceoff, and it's now Dickinson again to Letty. Letty find a pass to Celebrini, and here's Dickinson again. The pass to Eklund. Eklund moves around in there. That gets bumped over, and here comes Donato. Good save made by Askarov. Down to a final minute in the second period as Eklund will now have a remaining to Chernisov. Chernisov waits patiently, now fights to Ferraro, and Dickinson taking over. Crevier with the puck. From the back, here's Velazic on the fire range shot, saved made by Askarov. Given by Falendo. Here's a shot, stop made by Askarov. Great save here before the second period comes to the end. Yeah, you have to be really fair. You have to make sure you're really on a higher target. You want to make sure you're really up to the high on the fly. Forever-wise, if you miss on that, you're definitely going to be out of trouble. Forever again to Klingberg, and he now has it to Winberg. Here's Rajenda for the deep shot, saved by Knight, and that will end the second period. It's a 2-0 lead. As for Skinner, he gets it all when he can. Second period, it comes to the end, but the third period will be there after this. Stay tuned. We'll be back with you shortly. Hey folks, welcome to the second intermission as we are already coming down to the nearing on the mark as we have 2 periods finished as we have 2 goals for the Sharks, 1 for the Regenda and 1 for Jeff Skinner. The finishing was making it a lot easier to make the change afterwards to have it all coming down. And here's how they did after the second period. It was 27 over 26 shots on goal, with only 19 over 14 shots on goal from the hits, 2 for the Sharks. Then it was 1209 over 237 for the San Jose Sharks. Then it was 86 for passing effectiveness over 93 for Chicago. 15 over 11 with the face-off wins, and there was only a 2-minute penalty kill for Chicago, and with the power play effort, nothing for 2 minutes. Now I know this is really like a hardest in the game effort, but let's go ahead and have your thoughts about for San Jose Sharks. Do you think they will be able to play and win it? Well, I think they might be doing it. I think they will win it all, because of this one, they have never gotten any recruiters here to make it bearable. But the chain of the effort is they're playing it for. After the loss against the Islanders from last season, they might have been like, well, we're just going to have to give it a win here and try to get back in time. So there might be another way, but they have to show it off to keep things from rolling in and out. Do you think that they will do it? I probably think so. Looks like that the Sharks may win the game. And how about you, Terry, for the Chicago Blackhawks? Yeah, I've been seeing things for Chicago Blackhawks. It looks like they will find a win soon. Maybe for our next game of the night, we'll see them back again soon. But hopefully on that range, we'll have to find out if they can get a goal on the board to get a 2-1 game to keep moving in. Let's find out and see if they can definitely answer it back. Alright, that's going to conclude the second intermission. Let's go back to SAP Center for Test Tube and a game. Third period is next, and we'll be back with you for the post-game show after the game. We are all down to this. The third period is where we begin. Well, it's been a better night here for the second game in San Jose. It all comes down to the third period. Let's see what happens with the range shot if they find an answer. All right, there's Mr. Infamous. Or Infamous for sure. Oh yeah, you can call me Infamous. All right, let's have your takes here, Infamous, of how the second period has come into. What is your thoughts? Well, I'm going to say now the Blackhawks are really trying to, like, work things off. So they're trying to find an answer right now. And they really got to make sure they have the right choice to get through. They've been working off it really hard. And they are trying to find a puck in there to try to make a win. But it may not be like what they're going to do now is they're not going to just give up. They're just going to have to keep fighting for the puck in to make sure they got it right. So I'm thinking they're going to have to, like, try to do this. Make it count. Make it fairable. Let's keep moving around so we can get a better angle. Let's keep going. I guess we'll have to see about that. So once by then, we'll have to wait and see if this will be adjustable to keep it moving. We'll bet so. Puck exit the zone, and it's rebounded up by Wenberg. Now Vlasic takes over. Here comes Burakovsky. He'll shoot one, saved made by Askarov, and rebounded by the Hawks. Sharks takes it over, now finding over to Wenberg. Wenberg looks over to Klingberg and sends a deep pass over to Toffoli. He wants to send it to Virgenda, but this time he will now have it to back up, and it's rebound off to Klingberg. To give and go to Wenberg. Moves across the back right to Toffoli. Sets to Virgenda. Ipsy doodles here, and it's down Turbo Teravainen again to Donato. Donato's shot. He went down. No penalty for the Sharks. Forever now finds Virgenda. Virgenda couldn't get the move over. Here's to Klingberg. Should save off on a glove by Knight. And now moves to Vlasic. Well, did you see that? How that puck was vanishing off the glove? That's what makes it like a little harder in terms of difficulty. That almost is going to make it unfair to make the challenge. Whoa! What a big pad stop made by Askarov. And rebounded by Dickinson. And a shot stop made! Wow, what a big stoppage on a goaltender as the puck goes up to the net. You have to say about Jeff Skinner, when you need to know about the play and the effort, you have to give that one a nice goal to keep it going. But that's a great range when you need to see things. I get a lot to see how Jeff Skinner keep playing it with the Sharks and just find another way to give it a nice goal effort. This is one of the best shots we've ever seen it before for Jeff Skinner. A big credit for Jeff Skinner as he's really been on the best effort to try to keep the goals from running. And he was trying to find to see if there's 2 goals, if he can keep it in. Here's an arrow to Vlasic on a shot, making a safe play by Askarov. Rebound by Skinner, and he goes the other way. 15 minutes down on the board in the third period. And Dickinson with the puck now has it again to Lenny. Keeps moving across to Dickinson. Dickinson out along the boards. Celebrini lost that one. It's Dickinson. Rebounded by Gaff. Skinner wants to take it through change off. And here's Mikheyev. Mikheyev over to get an auto shot. Glove save by Askarov. Dickinson. Send a deep pass to Skinner. Giving a new line group change here. As Dickinson will sit out. Watching the play here. New group of the change, Vlasic. In middle. Broken up. Glove stop by Askarov. 13:21 remaining in the third period. They've been like on the roll. You see by Askarov, and you just really do noticing one of the craziest on the save. He's been like showing things off. That's what I'm noticing about Askarov, the best saver. And for a recruiter player, you cannot show how that's down. That's a big save to make that playable on the best effort. Lots of time left to be played in this period. Sharks still have a 2-0 lead over Chicago. Chicago wins the faceoff. Orlov goes down, rebounded by Regenda. A send deep pass, and it's Krivier again to Foligno. Foligno watches Slickert on a shot, saved by Askarov. Rebound by Lindgren again to Toffoli. Toffoli right over now, finding a pass to Regenda. Regenda goes to Toffoli. Toffoli sends to Wenberg. Looks out to Orlov. Here's Lindgren, should save by Knight. 12:08 remaining in the third period, as they won't be able to take your time and get ready for another puck drop. Lots of time to be remaining this period. They still got another one to keep moving on for the next goal. Here's Bukowski. Green should save by Askarov. And rebound by Chernislav, who looks it over to Celebrini. Celebrini, give it over to Eklund. Eklund looks to Celebrini. Again to Chernislav. Should stop by Knight. Rebounded by the Sharks. Again to Ferraro, again to Lugren. Shoots, slapper save made by Knight. With under 11 minutes remaining in the third. That's when you need to show things off, and you don't have the right to choose to speak, but that's really what they need to do for it. They're killing it off this man advantage. They don't want to see anything going on. Nobody to go. Chernisov went down, and it'll be a penalty. That'll be on cross-checking on Green.
Chicago number 20, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
You know, you see the push over there when you are spotting out one on, you just see the Green. He's like battling from the back, and he makes Chernisov feel uncomfortable. That's going to definitely be a hit. And now this will be another penalty kill for the Hawks. Sharks with another chance on the power play effort, and they're ready to go. Sharks need to see things on the power play. They got to find a way to get that one and keep it going. With the win, here's Murphy.
Penalty on Chicago, number 20, 2 minutes.
Oh boy, there is no
Time
penalty for the Sharks.
46
And
seconds
they
in the
really
third
wanted to
period.
be eating hunger.
That Chicago
and
penalty,
they really
number 20,
wanted
Ryan
hunger
Green for a
in.
2-minute cross-check.
Yeah, they definitely do want to.
Top of the penalty in the third period of the game. 9:36.
Here's Celebrini. Back over. Eklund shoots. Never stopped made by Knight. And you'll have it again to Murphy. And to give it over to Slaggert. Slaggert dips it out of the zone to clear the range. The Sharks play their offense zone to find William Eklund. Waits impatient. That one tucked out of the zone. You send it out of the way, and the other one goes down to Klingberg. Right over to Celebrini. He gives it off to Lindbergh the other way. Past the midway mark of the third period as it's another save made by Knight. Just 9 minutes remaining in the third period before the end of regulation. Kraft wins the faceoff. Here's another one to Skinner. Kraft should save made by Knight. A lot of big effort here. As for now, for San Jose Sharks, they're still trying to find a power play goal. Get on the lane, range in. They really don't have enough to do for it. They just can't leave it out. If anything, they really need to be finding another way to get right to it. Chernisov now finds it over to Skinner. Orlov again to Chernisov. Finds Orlov. Looks again to Skinner. Morris time's almost about to expire. Kaiser clears his own. And that will end the Sharks power play. There are 0 for 2 for San Jose. You don't see to talk about things in there. They don't have the right choice when you need to do for it. I mean, they try to do for it, but now for Knight, he's getting back into it. Moore gets rumbled up here, and he now finds it to Orlov again to Regenda. Off to Chernisov. Shoot, save made by Knight. You'll stop that puck with only 7:29 remaining. He's been working off their tire here for Kraft, and he was really trying to find another way to get through it. Well, I'm sure, dude. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he's definitely gonna have to find another way to get right to it. But hey, I won't regression on your data test too, but more likely to say about this, I mean, they really want to make sure they got the right to keep going. What a save by Askarov, and he makes another huge save right over again to Klingberg. But you know what? I've been loving to see things how Askarov has been doing for. That's definitely what everybody was expecting to see things, but they really have to keep playing for. That's when you need to show off how it's done. So Foley shoots wide, and it goes right over to Liquid. Orlov then finds Regenda. Close stats by Knight. Now to Kaiser again to Donato. The Hawks back in the offense zone in the Sharks territory. Watches the zone. Big save made by Askarov. And Regenda with the rebound again a little grid. No, they were expecting now for Askarov. He was making a big save afterwards. Wow. Goodrow, loose one. Orlov will get a little rebound here to try to regroup to Logren. And Reeves, right toward wing, with a final 5 minutes presented by Discover. Goodrow get knocked down. Oh, here comes the odd man rush. Dodge! Shot stopped by Askarov behind the net. What a save. Yo, you really have to be seeing things. What a nice little stop. That's a better pressure, but you have to watch out for. Here's the Lundgren. Missed on a one-timer attack. Here's Burakovsky and a shot. He gets missed again. Another missed consecutive on the shots for the Blackhawks as they're trying to find a looking for the goal. Now Teuvo Teravainen now finds the Burakovsky. Here's one to Teravainen. Another stop made by Askarov. Teuvo Teravainen right to a corner. Open middle range. Blocked by Celebrini. Looks for the middle. That's broken up again. Burakovsky. That one carries it up and poked it by Dickinson. Chernysov. Slows this down. Trying to look for an empty net. Eklund backhander stop made by Knight. Knight holds it here with only 2:46 remaining in the third period. As for Askarov, he's been a night. A pleasant surprise here when you see things about Askarov. That's made amazing of the jury. Nothing says it for a matter, but you got a good kill to keep things from moving. That is a great change that you have to do for him. Keep playing when you get there, and don't let it mess up. Who had a better night for this game? I'll send it over to Battery for tonight's player of the game. That's right, fellas. I mean, thinking of this is what the days really have to become for. A window for Jeff Skinner. He's been one of the best players in the game. After transfer from the Edmonton Oilers, he now has been giving up with anything to show things off. I'm pretty super excited to find out how will Jeff Skinner do for his next chapter. This is his big night here, guys. A lovable feeling. Thanks so much, Battery. Hey, what do we pressure now for Jeff Skinner? Give him a round of applause? Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, we always expected to do for. Green fiber jersey. Another save by Askarov. Rebound by Vlasic. And a shot. No, oh my goodness! But this time, he scores. It's Vlasic with the rebound, and they're now on the board nearing the final minute. Well, didn't take much long here. So when you ever expect about Vlasic and you have to make that rebound, a better chance effort, you have to make sure you really get into it. There's no change up and you really have to get through. And in Askarov, he made one of the great saves, but the goal wasn't even enough. So that's a hard timing that they're going to have to do for him. You don't have a choice to spare honest, but that's the opinion that you have to do for him. So the Blackhawks may have a choice to try to tie it or get denied from the Sharks and have the empty net goal. So it's coming down to a final minute in the third period. Here comes Agenda. He missed that one up. To Foley. Given over.
Last minute
Just under a minute remaining in the third period. Foley rushing toward the bench. The extra skater is on.
Score by number 72.
Dickinson. Chance to Donato. Stop by Askarov.
And by number 46, Louis Trivia.
Here's Orlov. He'll send it to Wimberg. He gets knocked
That's
down.
Alex Vlasic, his first goal. 8 for his career.
35 seconds
Assisted by
remaining for
Ryan
the
Green and
regulation
Louis Trivia.
period.
In the third period, 18
Mikheyev.
minutes, 42 seconds.
Should save by Askarov. Regenda sends it deep, and he will get it in. He scores in the empty net in an empty zone, and he'll have his celebration night. What a deep shot. Unbelievable. You have to make believe on Regenda. That's with a amazing finish. Maybe go all the way down. And look how he did. He just went in like that, says, go for it, go for it. And then he just went in there, he's watching, and he's going to empty that goal. What a great shot. And a win for the Blackhawks. Never empty netter comes in and it's stopped by Askarov. With 19 seconds remaining in the third period, it's one of a night for their teams The
His
Sharks
second
are
goal of the
back in
game.
it.
Score on the
They
empty
finally
netter.
got their win
Number 84.
to have it all after a very
Alexander.
denying effort here from every season.
Assisting line
They
number
found an answer
37.
back. Yeah, they do. They always have to do
Lopez.
things about it whenever you
And
win one game. You really have to keep playing afterwards. And if you don't, that's what happens. You don't make anything. Askarov saves it again with only 3.1 to
Abel
go.
Regendo with the empty net goal in front of his season. Assisted by Timothy
Just one
Liljegren.
more face-off
And
remaining
Yaroslav Askarov
in the Sharks'
at the time
territory.
of the third period. 1944.
Win, and that's it. San Jose Sharks will get a celebration here in San Jose to win over the Blackhawks. Askarov with the wonderful save of the game. You have to be clear on this. That's where I really have to believe on Askarov. He's been like dynamite to the hook. How about we give a good salute to Sharky and the team as we salute to the fans? Exactly, why not? We really love to see things now. That's going to keep on going, man. We'll see them again very soon. To keep their eyes on next game. Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up. And along with my broadcast partner of Battery and Infamous Beast, I'm Test 2. You've been watching the NHL 26 on EA Sports. Thanks for watching, and good night. Alright folks, thank you so much. With the free start players of the game, the Sharks finally made their winning this season to have it all aboard without the losing streak. Your first star player goes to Spencer Knight with 46 saves in the game, and he has been showing it off with some bigger effort. Then your second star player of the game goes to Pavel Regenda with 2 goals and 1 hit. He made it all with a simple touch to make it look easy, to give a better pass up play, and to get back over the other way. It was nothing but better what Regenda did, but he really made it all account. And your first star player of the game for the Sharks, it's Yaroslav Askarov. 50 saves in the game, made it look like it's an unbelievable moment to have the best play effort. And here's the final statistics. 51 over 39 total shots on goal for Chicago, 30 over 27 hits for San Jose, 758 over 404 for San Jose's Sharks. It was 91 over 86 on a passing effectiveness for Chicago. There was 24 over 15 for Chicago. And there was a 4-minute penalty kill. 2 power play goals were missed with only 4 minutes. So that was it for game number 2. If you enjoyed it, be sure to follow, like, and subscribe to my channel. There's a lot of things that you can listen onto the playlist to keep watching anytime. But anyway, we're wrapping it out of here and we are getting things to go. Thank you for watching Game 2 of NHL 26. Along with my folks here for the broadcast partner, I'm Son of Beast, and I'm Terry Crews. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time for as a while as the NHL 26 dial of the gameplay. Thank you and have a great night.
If you don't, somebody will.